What's going on, my fellow Belmonts? It's the Mad Belmont here, and today I have a video for you on the Castlevania games that were on the Nintendo 64. Today I'm going to be talking about why I feel that these games absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, need a remake. They do. They absolutely need the remake treatment, and I'm going to go over that in a few different reasons here today.
So the first thing that I thought of when I
without
immediately
further
thought
ado, let's
of
just get
this
right
discussion
into
topic
the discussion.
ease of access.
Let's go.
These games being remade for the modern era would make them more accessible than they currently are, and I think that that's a great thing because let's just be honest with ourselves. Are anybody out there really going to go and buy a Nintendo 64, buy these games, right? Or is it really worth it to go and play these games on PC when there is some flaws with these games? And I'm going to get into that in one of the other sections here. But I do think, honestly, that they are worth at least checking out once. But I'll be honest with you, remaking these games would make them so much easier to get a hold of, okay? And it would make them more accessible to not just folks on PC like the ROMs do, okay? Or not just people that are willing to go out and buy an N64 and buy the cards, okay? It makes it accessible to people that are on modern PlayStation platforms, modern Xbox platforms, modern Nintendo platforms. It makes it accessible to all those people, okay? Hell, even just putting the N64 games on NSO would already do a little bit of a good job in that respect, but remaking them and then putting them out on all modern platforms would be the best way to make this game the most accessible, or these games, I should say, the most accessible that they have ever been. Except for, of course, when they were brand new and they were the new hotness. But other than that, they would be the most accessible that they had ever been if they get remade for modern platforms. This next reason is one that you probably wouldn't think right off the bat, but once you hear me out here, you might agree with me here on this. So, what I'm thinking here is, if you remake this game and you give it a modern graphical overhaul, right? If you really just soup up the graphics to make them the best that they can possibly be, it will make the atmosphere in this game, which is already phenomenal for what it is, okay? And it is actually pretty phenomenal. It is one of the eeriest Castlevania games that you can possibly play, and this is on a couple of games that are on the Nintendo 64 and suffer, once again, from early 3D jank. These games, while they do not look absolutely horrible, they definitely have aged like milk when it comes to the graphics department. So a graphical overhaul would make the already phenomenal atmosphere in this game so much better. And I am going to be the biggest advocate for this, okay? So that's another reason. Another thing that these games would do is they would improve the controls. Because let me tell you, the controls are not the best. I will definitely be the first to admit that, okay? And I replay these games on a somewhat consistent basis. And I'll tell you right now, these games, they're kind of sort of rough around the edges. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, re-releasing these games, remaking them, improving those controls, especially the platforming, because the platforming definitely suffers from, let's just call it early 3D jank. Yeah, and if you don't know what I mean by that, just play the games. You'll understand exactly what I mean whenever I say that. So, yeah. Fixing that early 3D jank, as well as just improving the overall controls, because let's just be honest with ourselves here, okay? I know that there are a lot of fans of these games out there like myself, but let's just be honest with ourselves here. These games, yeah, they're great for what they are, but come on, you can't deny that they have flaws, okay? So, yeah, patching those up would definitely help with a remake treatment for sure. The most important reason, though, and the one that I feel is the one that I have to stress the most, is these remakes would give these games an opportunity to finally, fully, and I mean fully, turn around their reputation that they have garnered over the years. If you don't know, these games have somewhat of a bad reputation amongst people, mostly because of a few different reasons, such as the graphics not being up to par with modern standards, or the controls not being up to par with modern standards, like I was telling you about that 3D era jank, that early 3D era jank. Yeah, that right there is kind of giving these games a bad rap, because they're not really aging the best when it comes to other games in the franchise. So remaking these games, giving them better controls, giving them better graphics, all that type of stuff would really help to turn these games' reputation around, and it would help to take them from the underrated status that I feel that they are in, and it would actually put them amongst the greats in the franchise, because I truly feel that if you do everything I just said in this video, if you improve the controls, if you improve the graphics, if you literally overhaul this game, these games, sorry, I keep forgetting that there were two, okay, and one was basically a souped up version that's CV64. But yeah, if you take these games and if you basically just overhaul them and make them like the best freaking modern action games that you could possibly make, I'm telling you, these games would be some of the most revered Castlevania games ever, because the story is not that bad in these games. Okay, I feel that, like I said in one of the previous sections, the atmosphere is some of the creepiest in the entire franchise, and this is with that Nintendo 64 early 3D jank to it. Can you imagine what these games would be like if you added like PS5 and Xbox Series X and modern PC level graphics to it? Son, these games would be world eaters. I'm telling you right now, these games will kill it if they get the modern remake treatment. Now, of course, there's always the Konami factor that comes into this, okay? I know just as much as you do, okay? So you don't have to go and tell me in the comments section, oh, but you know that Konami will easily probably just mess this up if they were to do it. Yeah, I know they probably would, which is why I hope that they would outsource it to somebody instead of doing it themselves. But yeah, there's always that Konami factor that plays into it here. So yeah, I'm fully aware of that, but I got faith. I do. I have faith in these games that if you were to give them the modern treatment and you were to overhaul them with the graphical stuff and all the stuff that I've said in this video, they would slay in today's modern gaming landscape. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. So those are the reasons as to why I feel that the Castlevania games that were on the N64 deserve to be remade for the modern era. But what do you think? I want to know. I seriously want to know what every single one of you have to say about this. So let me know down in the comments down below. Let's discuss this, shall we? Okay, let's get a discussion going here. Okay, so that's going to do it for the video. If you enjoyed it, as always, be sure to leave a like. It really helps me out a lot. Share it around. And if you're new around here, please subscribe. I do videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on not just Castlevania, but all things gaming. I will see you in the next video, and have fun on the hunt, my fellow Belmonts. Peace out.